Cooking oil does us a favor. It smokes to give us a warning as it approaches its ignition point at roughly 750 degrees.
Number one problem people think is they have a grease fire like this is I'll just grab it and I'll run it over to the sink.
That's exactly what Willie Mae Coleman did, according to fire investigators, and in moving that pan, set her clothes on fire. First responders found her burned and suffering on the floor. Her frying pan somehow wound up in the living room, flung perhaps, as she fell.
It's an instinctive thing to grab that pot.
Now, pay attention. This is important.
So all you need to do is on a fire like this, grab an oven mitt and a tight-fitting cover and just grab it, slide it right over the side and turn the stove off. And leave it for 10 to 20 minutes, because if you don't, what happens is you take that cover off and it starts right up again.
No cover close by? Grab a cookie sheet or pizza pan.
Slide it across.
Hold it down, turn off the stove, and know you've avoided an even bigger mistake.
Drinking water.
That's plain water Jamie Novak is pouring into that small cup. Willie Mae Coleman turned with that burning pan of grease to the sink, where firefighters found the water still running.
Everybody ready?
And as you're about to see, water
1
is the worst choice
2
you can make.
3.
1 cup of water poured into 1 cup of burning oil.
If you were right up there right now, we'd be taking you to the hospital because you would have caught your clothes on fire. You would have had 2nd and 3rd degree burns.
Same fire from the back of the room.
1 cup of water turns into 1,700 cups of steam and blows all this oil out at once.
Enough heat and flames reached the kitchen's back wall to burn the curtains off the windows.
That's why people need to know you never, ever, ever put water on a grease fire.
It's also why this tiny canister could be a lifesaver in your home.
This is a stovetop fire stop extinguisher. You mount one over these 2 burners, and you mount one over these 2 burners.
The canisters are filled with a fire extinguishing powder. Do they work? Just keep an eye on that fuse.
Here we go.
Now, again, farther back.
Here we go.
That quickly, the grease fire is out.
Popped, dropped the dry chemical, and now you as a homeowner are supposed to come in and shut the stove off.
Shutting off the stove removes any possibility the fire could reignite.
And it blew these petals.
You may wonder why such a simple and seemingly effective device isn't found in more homes. The White Bear Lake Fire Department wondered that too, then did something about it. With the help of federal grants,
Thank you.
firefighters have installed a $50 pair of fire stops free of charge in nearly 3,000 residential kitchens.
We installed these for anybody that qualifies with this type of range hood.
In fact, White Bear Lake now requires fire stops in unsprinkled rental properties.
Completely forgot that I had the stove turned on yet.
Chuck Schmidt credits this now spent fire stop for saving his apartment after he left for a church service with a pot still on the stove.
It was amazing, I tell you.
His is one of 5 fire stop saves since White Bear Lake began installations.
That oil heats up.
5 fires that didn't get to this point.
The cabinets have caught on fire and the fire's spreading out. That's when you get everybody out, you call 911, and you let the fire department fight the fire. Go ahead, put her out. So we're talking probably minimum $10,000 fire. All that could have been extinguished by a $50, $60 extinguisher that would have put it out even if you weren't in the room.
I wish we had had it in this case.
Damage to a kitchen can be repaired. But there is no fixing the lingering regrets of a life lost.
I was there for her for a lot of things. I helped my mother. I wasn't there at the end. I didn't get to say goodbye while she was conscious. And that will always bother me.
These fire stops are available at all Twin Cities Lowe's stores as well as select hardware stores.
For a complete list of locations, go to KARE11.com/safeathome. Welcome back to our Safe at Home special. Joining us now is Boyd Hoopert, who along with a team of photographers spent a great deal of time reporting on these stories. First of all, they're fantastic. Thank you so much. We all learned a lot, but I think there are many things that surprised a lot of us. What was most surprising to you in reporting these stories?
We always cover fires as reporters, but we're there after the fact. So just to be there to see these fires starting, the origin of these fires, it was interesting in itself. But certainly there were a couple of the scenarios that we ran that I just never expected. The rags that were soaked in the linseed oil, for instance, I read on the back of those cans,
Like everybody.
like spontaneous combustion, properly dispose of your rags and brushes, but I never really thought it applied to me for some reason. And then to see those rags ignite, to climb to 800, 850 degrees and ignite into flames, never would have expected that.
When you brought out the potted plant, I went, you got to be kidding me.
That one I had never heard that before. I thought that was dirt. You know, we all garden, we all have plants, but I thought dirt doesn't burn. I didn't know that there were things in potting soil that do burn. So big surprise.
Well, I have to be honest, the one I think about the most is the kitchen fires and how water made that whole scene just explode.
I've been thinking about it a lot too, just cooking around the kitchen. But yeah, it's almost like a fire drill that I think we need to play in our minds when we stand at the stove. What if? What would I do if this were to burst into flames? Because your instinct is to go to water or to bring water to the pan. And of course, we all know now after seeing the video, it's the worst thing that we can do.
The information in this Safe at Home special can save your life. We also know it can serve as a great educational tool.
That's why we're providing a limited number of DVD copies. To receive one, go to KARE11.com/safeathome.
Thanks for joining us.